Hello. Hello. I totally wasn't watching my own VODs for 13 Sentinels. Nope. I totally wasn't watching my own VODs. I was. I was watching my own VODs for 13 Sentinels. Because I did stream it. Hello, Kazeki. Hello. Hello, Paz. How are you guys? I did play 13 Sentinels about a year ago. Was it a year ago? It was last year. It was fairly soon before the move. I'm tempted to say I knew it was in 2022. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I played it. Yeah, all right. Yeah, so I played it right as right after Nirvana Initiative, which is a fucking mistake. It was such a mistake.
Tak, we might be right on time.
Yeah.
It was such a fucking mistake. But in like a good way kind of mistake.
Yagami! Aniki! What the hell's going on?
We don't know yet. We
Sorry,
just
hey,
got here.
We've got ex-Tojo members running a raid here.
Why?
Supposedly the out-of-towners running it won't pay RK off. And there's even a chance Soma's here.
Let me know if the audio's good.
It's a surprising amount of context.
Right. Now let's get in there.
Two brain-breaking games, one after the other. I didn't know how bad 13 Sentinels would break me.
Stop! We're just customers!
We should get Ryan to play it. I can't give him a copy
Hey!
of that, unfortunately. So he'd have to buy it. He'd have to buy it.
I know that face. Dude was famous in the Tojo clan. For
Okay,
being a maniac.
let's do
There's more like
this.
him in here too?
If he doesn't get it by
Someone here with you?
Christmas, I will buy
Tell
it
me
for
where he
him for
is.
Christmas.
Enough with your mouth!
Pause, no. And Ryan comes in to be like, yeah, no, I'm not playing that. So we're like apparently less than an hour from the final chapter.
No telling where Soma or his arcade goons are at.
There's a chance we finish tonight. If we finish tonight and we finish early enough, I will start Breath of the Wild.
It's too damn dark to see what's around here.
But I don't think that's gonna happen.
There's no way this is a dead end. Should be a way to get the lights on, right?
What the?
Oh, that's...
Such a fucking weird investigation section.
Oh, what have we...
Interesting. Yo, guessing this is the door we gotta deal with.
That's such a weird
Just gotta
investigation
figure out the
section.
passcode.
Hey, what are we gonna do about this?
We might find clues somewhere else.
Let's hit it.
It's really good. But no, I was legitimately watching them. I was watching my own VODs because Kaseki talked about buying the game.
Hey,
Please, just
I
like
will. Don't worry.
0508.
Come on, get a.
Either 05s.
0508 or 8010. Kaseki did get 13 Sentinels. Legitimately. That's why I was watching my VODs.
050.
Yeah. Nice.
Alright, that did it. That's why I was talking about it, was because Kaseki bought it. Kaseki announced in our friends Discord that they bought it. So... The tatami room is on the 5th floor. Yeah, okay. I'm assuming you bought it on... Did you buy it on PlayStation or Switch? I assume PlayStation, because I know Sony was doing a big, gigantic, what the oh. My only suggestion, and I'm gonna say this because I feel like it'll help your enjoyment of the game, do as Switch, because there's more content on there. Okay. I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna give context, but do as much story as the game lets you do. It's gonna feel like a slog right away, but it'll be worth it because there's a gameplay benefit for doing as much story as humanly possible to start. Yeah. Like, there's obviously combat. Do as much of the story as you can first. Without wishing to spoil, there is a gameplay benefit to doing story as much as you can first. I don't get where it's trying to make me go. I don't get what's happening. Oh. Yeah, I don't like this parkour shit in this game. It's fucking weird. It doesn't fit this game really well, in my opinion. The sneaking, at least I get, like, a little bit, like... Really? But, like, this parkour stuff... Someone on the dev team played Assassin's Creed and need to get it out of their system. That's what it seems like. Alright, well, now I know where I'm going, so... The RGG engine does a couple of things really well. Parkour is not one of them. It's just massively frustrating. The parkour is just massively frustrating.
Crap.
You better get ready.
Yeah. There we go. What were you doing, Yagami? There we go.
Really, guys?
Doc, how's it looking?
Hey, just you guys are gonna have a hell of a time trying to climb up here.
Cool.
Hey, look, it's a rope. Look how excited Kaito is to climb that rope.
Phew. That kicked my ass.
Yagami,
Hi, Jose.
how the hell do you get all the way up here with your bare hands?
Hey, you hear that? And when we find them, we kill them.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Whoa, hang on. And if that happens, Soma might slip away. I'm gonna have to go stealth on these guys.
Go do your thing. We'll jump in if shit hits the fan.
Better be careful here.
Of course, we had a parkour section, so naturally we have a stealth section next. I also don't think they did a very good job in this game in particular of balancing out the healing items. Because, like, the lettuce sandwiches that are, like, it's typically, like, one of the worst healing items is a really fucking good healing item in this game. Takedown.
Time out.
I like Kaseki's theory that there is a person on the RGG dev team who was just really fucking into him. It's annoying. He had his back turned to me.
That kicked my ass.
Yagami,
And when
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
Go.
All right, let's
Whatever.
go.
fine.
Take a nap, bud.
Part of me is like, should I have started earlier today? I should have probably started early. That's fine. Hopefully we start
That's
the
a good
finale
point.
chapter by 8:30. And then I have a good 2 hours to get to the end of the game.
Kaito-san,
What you need?
I'm almost there. Can you try to lure...
Leave it to me.
Appreciate it.
The hell? Are there cats fighting?
Well, Todd, worked like a charm, you say?
Kaito.
Better be careful here. Ball? Whoa. Time out.
Alright, let's get to that tatami room.
Take a nap, bud.
Hogbomb Omega. Well, I don't know what that is, but okay.
Made it through somehow.
Hell yeah! The tatami room's downstairs. Let's hit it.
Alright, let's go into the tatami room.
Help! They'll kill me!
Huh? Isn't that Kosuke-kun, right?
You never learn, do you? Don't tell me you're here with some poor girl's money again.
I'm not! I swear I'm not!
You're Kaito from the Matsugani family, right?
Oh, look who else is famous.
What are you doing here? You join RK too?
Dumbass. Don't lump me in with scum like you.
Are you the one who put this raid together? What about Soma? Is he not coming?
You just stepped into some shit you're gonna regret.
Hey! He's got backup!
Backup
Tons
doesn't
of
matter.
lowlifes, but no Soma. Coming here sure did a fat lot of good.
You got this, Yagami Detective Agency! Please save my life!
At least we can say we saved fucking Kosuke-kun.
You know that guy? Lucky him. He's about to get his head split like a melon.
Hey! Take care of the latecomers. Then we're done here.
Ready? Let's go.
Alright, let's go. Come on. Like nothing. No problem.
Kusumoto-san, I must say I didn't expect you to invite me here directly. What led you to change your mind? I hope this means I can expect a favorable response.
I'm thinking it's time to put an end to this.
To what, pray tell?
This self-serving black hole of collusion.
And how do you plan to do that?
By turning myself into the police.
Let me know when this actually happens, I'll quiz you.
As you may have suspected, I murdered Shinya Kawai for what he did to Mitsuru. I did it with my own hands. The same day he was abducted in Kamurocho. 5 years ago. Kitakata
Pause, I will
Sensei was
watch
my
all the...
accomplice.
If you do that, you'll be branded just another killer. That would be quite a fall from grace, considering just how much you've turned the health ministry around. I'd suggest reconsidering that. We can protect your secret for you.
And in exchange, I'll have to do as I'm instructed, correct?
As with any organization, our government works within a set of constraints. Everyone has their own opinion of what they believe is best for this country. And only once common ground is established can progress truly be made.
Meaning
However,
yes.
You've already forged quite a path of progress on your own.
Meaning yes, you'll have to do what
Forming
we
the
want.
health ministry, cracking down on embezzlement and dirty dealings. I promise you, both myself and many others respect such accomplishments.
However,
if Reiko Kusumoto were to go from vice minister to murderer, all those achievements would go up in smoke. In fact, the fallout could allow for even worse corruption to take root. As I'm sure you agree, to our country's detriment. Everyone who lives has their secrets. If you'd just let us take care of yours, you can have the peace of mind you deserve. They'll stay buried, deep in the dark.
what a piece
And
of
therein
shit.
lies the problem. Sawa-san was the only classmate who never stopped coming to see Mitsuru. I was the one who drove her away from my son. Even though she was the only person at that school who never gave up on him. I couldn't control my desire for revenge. A good woman lost her life because of that. And now everyone wants to pretend like she never even existed. No better than back then. Mitsuru's classmates pushed him over the edge and didn't look back. I don't care what you say. I'm going to turn myself in. I only regret not doing
Oh,
it
and he's gonna fucking wake up right now, too, right?
Well, it turns out you're more naive than I thought. More so than I could have planned against.
You still won. You should consider it a victory that I have to resign from my post. When it comes down to it, I'm sure that was your end goal. But you just got too greedy. You thought putting the squeeze on me would net you 160 trillion yen in pensions? Well, that's all going up in smoke. When I turn myself in, that'll be a lost cause. Now scurry off and inform your handlers.
Despite all my efforts, it seems you were more of an immovable object than I was an unstoppable force.
Get fucked, mate.
You can't reason with someone willing to lose, especially if losing means burning it all down.
Mitsuru. Hey, Mom. Mitsuru. Mitsuru.
Big Leaf writes the game again.
Is that all of them?
I saw his finger twitch, and I'm like, yep, they're fucking doing it.
Tough for a bunch of gangbangers.
Come on, Aniki. Why don't you take the bench for a bit? You're still on the mend.
Shut the hell up.
Love Kaito.
Whoa.
The guy running the game here brought in as many heavy hitters as he could. But RK had so many ex-Yakuza, this place never had a chance. And you guys managed to take them all down. Unbelievable.
That's not really why we came, though. You sure you didn't see RK's leader, Soma, anywhere?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he wasn't here.
I see. So we did all this work for nothing.
Yep, that's what it sounds like.
You sure you really want to find that guy? If that's the case, I heard some RK members say Soma's giving his orders from Ijincho.
Aha. Then maybe he's been searching for Kuwana over there this whole time.
Speaking of which, Tesso's place got raided just this morning. RK was looking for Kuwana. Although, I'm not sure Soma was there either.
Well then, sounds like we're done in Kamurocho for now. Should we go back to Ijincho tomorrow? If we meet up with Kuwana somehow, I'm sure Soma will show eventually.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, it's not just as much as Yakuza in this series tries not to revel in its stereotypes. Still does sometimes. I feel like the hug bombs are a fucking trap. of an item. And also, I mean, like, played all of them. You should know the stereo. You should know the.
You wish you hadn't.
God. This is my spot, guys. To buy healing items. What the fuck?
And stay down.
Like, fine, I will pay to be able to still shop here.
ありがとうございました。
Okay, sure. I spent all my points at like 100,000. So I heard there's a fourth style in this game. I'm sure you have to like do side quest bullshit to get it, I would assume.
Yo, time to earn our... What is it?
I may at some point in the future decide to return to this decide to play this again for the Kaito Files DLC. But I am in no rush to buy it.
Let's hit it.
Like, if they ever announce a Judgment 3,
Hello, Yagamishi.
I will buy the Kaito Files DLC in
alone?
case they're canon.
Where's Sugiura?
He's out asking around about Koana-san. Although ever since he skipped out on the Liumang spot, we haven't found a single trace of him anywhere. We're not even positive he's still in Ijincho.
Is that right? Rare to see you in a rut.
Did Tesso reach out to you at all?
No. All of Ijincho's basically been at a dead stop since you last left.
I heard Soma's been running RK from somewhere in Ijincho.
Yes, but we haven't been able to pinpoint his exact location.
I see.
Alright, let's go.
Hello?
Yo,
Koana?
I'll send someone to bring you to me.
So you really are still in Ijincho?
Yeah. But we don't want RK or public security joining us. Make sure you're not being followed first.
How?
See, you should know that one by now, Mr. Detective. Get to Sawa-kun's apartment once you know you're good.
Her apartment?
Yeah.
Wait, why the Liumang hideout? I guess we gotta disappear, right? Even though I was in the middle of a move.
And stay down.
It's so rude. God, seriously? There we go.
What a waste.
Hey, bro.
Awfully quiet here today, man. I heard RK swept through here.
Yeah, they sent 2 of our guys to the hospital. Busted them up sort of bad. Before we knew it, we were outnumbered. Took one step outside and it was like we were in another city.
Do you think they were after Kuwana?
Oh, no doubt about it. He managed to escape, but we don't know where to.
He reached out to me not too long ago. I'm on my way to see him, actually.
You serious?
Yeah, but if I went straight there, I'd be leading RK right to him. Gotta slip past anyone tailing me first.
Right. So that's why you came. Here I was, thinking you were checking on your Aniki.
Well, that too, but help me out here. Got any secret tunnels around here? You know, for gang stuff?
Gang stuff?
Well, I figured if you did, I could give RK the slip. You with me?
That would be pretty sweet, yeah.
So you have one or not?
Actually, we do. After all, we've got gang stuff to handle. Come on, follow me.
Thanks, man.
Here we are, our own little escape route. Kuwana probably used this when he booked it.
I like how offended Tesso is that he said gang stuff.
Dude, your escape route is a sewer?
We keep it pretty clean, actually. You smell any shit?
Oh, you're right.
Follow it to the end and you'll get out at Fukutoku Park. Now this here's for emergencies only.
Hey, you got it. Though, I think I should disguise myself before I head down. There's no way RK could pick up my
Good thinking. Dang, look. Okay, ready to...
Nah, I'm fine. Besides, Kuwana...
If that's true, tell them that I don't see it that way for them. I'm booting their asses out of Ijincho for good.
I'm sure...
Okay, let's go. The bartender outfit is fancy. Alright, here's the apartment building.
Nice outfit, Yagami-san.
Akaike-kun, you really are wrapped around Kawana's finger, aren't you?
Please, just get in. I'll take you to Sensei.
Just you today? Where are your classmates?
Beats me. Seems like he doesn't need much help today.
Oh. This is that boat they converted into a museum, right?
Yeah, but it's empty around this time. And Sensei doesn't plan on sticking around.
Oh. Is Kawana fleeing to his next little hiding spot after this?
That's a question for Sensei, not me.
Okay.
Yo! So
Wait!
make you come all the way out here. Being a
Wait.
wanted man sucks.
Isn't this the fucking boat?
Wanted man.
Hey, this place has all the escape routes I could ever need. No one around to get caught in the crossfire either.
Isn't this the boat that we did a final boss fight as Kiryu?
Actions affect others.
The Yakuza 0 final boss fight, I'm thinking.
Go ahead, Yagami-san.
Is this this is not the elevator boat. This looks like the boat that we fought the final boss fight of Yakuza 0 on. I think it was Yakuza 0.
Awful for dragging Tesso into this. RK only trashed his place because I was there. Those damn thugs really don't give a rat's ass about the Liumang.
It's public security who doesn't give a rat's ass. There's nowhere in Japan you can escape them. By the way,
I'm looking.
There's a good chance Soma's an undercover public security agent, ever since his Tojo clan days.
He's public
Because
security.
they sure like to reuse assets.
If we can drag him out of whatever hole he's in, we might find out who's at the very top of this. And until the truth is exposed, you'll be hunted forever.
Well, that's concerning.
Sawa-sensei's murder, Mikoshiba's murder, everything has to come to light. And in a way that public security can't sweep it under the rug. I think Ahara's appeal hearing is going to be the perfect time to expose it all.
Wait, it fucking is!
You mean Kusumoto-san?
This is the boat from
I won't
Yakuza.
lift a finger to betray her. This conversation is pointless.
Well, it's not.
Even if that's
I
the
don't
case,
think it's the
Sawa-sensei,
same boat, actually.
Because there is a point. Your judgment's just too clouded to see it.
But they
You
definitely
really
use
know
the
what
same
Mitsuru
assets
was
to
like
make the boat.
13 years ago. Then you have no right to speak to me that way.
It's not the same boat, but it looks
I'm
like the
facing
same
the
boat.
reality of bullying head on. The rest of the world is content to turn a blind eye to the problem. Our whole society. They make a show of it when a kid commits suicide, but nothing changes about the reasons why. And every time, some bully with tears in his eyes always has the exact same line. I had no idea they would ever kill themselves.
Yeah.
They have no idea how their cruelty affects the person on the receiving end. You know why? Because they've never suffered. They don't know what it means to feel unsafe. I take care of that. I show them how much they've taken their safety for granted. Their actions need to have consequences, even if they don't realize until it's too late.
Kawana.
As we speak, there are kids out there fearing that they have to go to school tomorrow. Like Mitsuru.
Yeah.
Every kid like him deserves justice. So I had to become what I am to see it done.
I know exactly what you're saying. All too well. In fact, I know so well that it scares me. But if you let your sense of justice guide you totally unchecked, you'll eventually lose control and end up in a pretty dark place. You'll rationalize the sacrifices, whatever justice takes. For example, Sawa-sensei's death at the hands of Soma.
Enough!
Real justice has nothing to fear from the truth. Otherwise, you would
Yeah.
turn away. So come on. Until you and Reiko Kusumoto turn yourselves in, public security won't give up. Don't you get it? If you end up caught by them now, you're gonna disappear for good.
Yeah. It would be a good time to disappear.
Kinda don't think you beat the game tonight. Could be wrong
I'll do
when
it on
think
my
is
own
no.
terms, though. Public security.
If I
won't
play
find
for
me.
only another hour, I don't think, but like if I go,
My exit strategy. It pays to have underground connections.
if I'm willing to go a
That
little
easy,
late,
do
I
you?
think I can figure it. I think
I'm
I can
sure
do
you
that.
know. A serial killer can't hide.
Right. Every person that I've murdered deserved what they had coming. I won't stop doing it. There's dirty work to be done. And I don't mind being society's handyman. Whatever it takes. 13 years ago when Mitsuru jumped off that roof, I knew I'd spend the rest of my life atoning. It's the only way I can think of that will give Mitsuru what I didn't give him then. I don't really care what becomes of me either. I owe him. And I'm going to finish what I started.
Okay. So why'd you bring me out here then? You seem pretty set. Were you hoping I was gonna pat you on the back for it?
Hardly. I wouldn't expect a guy who drew his line in the sand to suddenly come around. But maybe that's exactly why I spilled my guts to you in the first place.
What do you mean?
Ehara-san should be the one carrying this thing. I hate to ask, but would you mind passing it along? You're the only one I can trust with it now.
Isn't this
It's Toshiro.
That locket has my final message to Ehara-san in it. I was supposed to
Love
help him get
Koana's
justice for
boots.
his son, but I'm not going to be able to see it through. I guess the rest is up to him. Soon as I'm out of here, my face and my name are going to have to be changed.
Were you thinking I was just gonna watch as you walked away?
You really going to make this a dramatic breakup?
Stop it. I'm not gonna back down on this. Years ago, a girl died because I didn't chase the truth to the end. Her name was Emi Terasawa, and I'll never forget her. Murderers tend to follow a rule. They have no problem killing again.
Messy breakup, boys. Messy breakup.
That's
Yeah.
you, Reiko Kusamoto. It's still gonna apply.
Called it, I suppose. I half knew that you would pull this shit instead of saying goodbye.
If you run, I won't chase you. There may be a trail of death in your wake, but in court, I'd have nothing that would stick. Even if I brought you down, the only thing that'd keep you from escaping are the bars of a jail cell.
So what now, then?
Until you finally realize that you need to turn yourself in, I'll need to be persuasive. For you, Reiko Kusamoto, I firmly believe that the two of you can still be saved.
I swear.
Akaike!
Well, fuck.
Arkay's here. How the hell could they have figured out where we'd be?
Listen up! Kitakata-sensei stays alive. As for Yagami, if killing him means he doesn't escape, that's fine.
I made sure I wasn't tailed on the way here. We both did. Neither of us could have led them out here. I know for damn sure we're too careful for that to happen. That means there's only one guy they could have tailed to find us. It was Akaike. Public security figured out that there's a connection between me and him. Are you aware of the implications of that?
Is figuring that out right now really all that important?
It's Kusamoto-san. She knows him. She's the only connection between me and Akaike.
What?
I'm saying, Kusamoto-san decided to sell me out. Something happened that caused her to change her mind. Public security, I'd guess.
She's decided to turn herself in, and now she's gonna sell Koana out.
Remember earlier? Didn't you say something about this ship having a bunch of escape routes?
A bunch of escape routes great for a party of one.
Fine. Why are you still here?
Well, I thought you wanted to persuade me. I admit, I was interested in hearing you spin some more of your bullshit.
Boyfriends.
You got it. Now I'll have time to think.
They're in love.
What is the holdup? Hurry up and take them.
Because
These guys are the whole
honestly.
of their systems. Take out their legs so they can't run.
Looks like they finally upgraded us to the arcade big shots.
Yeah. But they're gonna be sorry they messed with us all the same.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Okay. Well, that was a little close. I love how these guys can just like shrug off anything I put on them. The fuck? Nice.
Are we really struggling to take out two guys? RK's going to be a joke if this keeps up. I thought you boys were the Tojo clan's finest. Your work really shouldn't be an embarrassment.
It's about time for Plan B.
Huh? You saying you've got another trick up your sleeve?
Yeah, but it kinda sucks. So I wouldn't get your hopes up.
You're not going anywhere. Got to
Get off me!
Stop! There's nowhere to run!
Oh shit, get your phone! Hurry! This ship just exploded! We gotta get this on video!
Was it an explosion? It might have been fireworks.
He just jumped off the boat and almost blew up.
Hurry it up, fellas. We're gonna have cops.
They're really starting to annoy me.
Get up, Yagami!
His plan B was blowing up the ship. Heads up would have been nice.
Is this the third boat the studio set on fire? Pretty sure. I believe it was Yakuza 0, Yakuza 1, and now this one. Alright, so you have like 2-ish hours to do the finale.
Soma's ties to public security may lead to his undoing. By seizing the puppet himself, Yagami seeks to pull down the puppet master holding the strings. To do so, he forms a temporary alliance with the fugitive Kuwana.
I was thinking 06 Lost Judgment, but it was... Oh, yeah!
Hideaway no one should know about.
They do blow up a boat in
Betrayal
6.
has proven more volatile than anyone could have guessed.
I forgot that the big twist in 6 was, here's this boat. I forgot that the twist in 6 was nice boat. Literally was like the twist in 6 was literally nice boat.
Genda-sensei, they're calling last night's bombing a terrorist attack. The body they recovered was burnt beyond recognition.
That was a Kaike-kun, right? The one Yagami mentioned?
Yes, I believe so. Nothing about Soma or RK in the article either.
I wouldn't give public security that much credit. Besides, if a bomb goes off in a deserted public place, it's only natural for the police to assume it's terrorism.
Right, I guess when you put it that way.
Unfortunately, even if they do identify a Kaike-kun, the
There's
ones
no-
responsible are Kuwana and Soma. Two guys who are totally off the grid.
There's no way they would ever find
Investigation
out
would grind
because
to
his
a
throat
halt.
would slit.
Probably end up as another unsolved mystery.
If the public learned the bombing was tied to Ihara's battery case...
Yeah. Anyway,
No, we've been in touch via email though.
great.
If he's actually going to the hospital...
Don't worry, he's fine. He's just going to meet with someone about the case.
Who'd want to meet up at a hospital?
Reiko Kusumoto.
years. I still can't believe it. Waking up and finding out you're suddenly 30.
Take your time. You'll adjust eventually.
Work again?
I won't be long. I just need to take a quick meeting. Now put down that mirror already.
Oh.
Is this the research center from the irregular judgment?
So, you sold Kuwana out to public security because Mitsuru-kun woke up. Does that about sum it up? You waited 13 years for Mitsuru-kun to wake up. If you turn yourself in now, you'd lose him all over again.
There's that. Going forward, he needs to stand on his own 2 feet and rebuild his life. It'll take time. And lots of it. There's no real end in sight. He's at a disadvantage as it is. And to brand him the child of a murderer on top of that. I couldn't.
She had every intention of, confessing. Now that her son's awake, there's no way she's gonna confess now.
Mitsuru. Hey, Mitsuru. Mitsuru.
It's incredible. Finally, he's woken up. Doesn't this change everything? I think you may want to reconsider what you told me, Kusumoto-san. Alone, I'm sure you could have lived with the weight of your choice, but...
Mitsuru's VA voice Haru's jerk of a fiance verse 5.
He's so precious, but he's also so fragile he could come crashing down without even a warning. You're going to have
that
to
sure
be
is a thing.
Kusumoto-san. We'll do it together, with your cooperation.
I have to do what I can to protect
Philip
him.
Reich, yeah.
I suppose so, but you covered up your crimes and it was Sawa-sensei who got caught in the crossfire. On top of that, Akaike-kun's throat was slit last night. Now he's dead too. Kawano will be another body for the pile soon. Hell, maybe I'm in trouble myself.
How was he yesterday?
Well, as soon as RK showed up for him, he knew you'd stabbed him in the back. I can't really say how that made him feel. Until now, he'd been adamant about ensuring you stayed out of this. He said no one could blame you for what you did to Shinya Kawai. Kawana put his life on the line for you.
Multiple
you failed
times.
to silence him, and you let him get away. That means whatever happens next, it's his move. And whatever he does to you, none of my business. As for me, I have no evidence on Kawai's murder, so you're off my list too. I only came here today because I wanted to know why you betrayed Kawana. That's all. I hope Mitsuru-kun has a speedy recovery.
Yeah, her son woke up. Alright, let's go to Yokohama 99.
Let's go.
Will the game just let me run away? Probably not. I imagine these guys will chase me to the end of the friggin' earth now. Wait, they like legit or They're following you from all the way over there. Yes, it's completely fucking pointless to run away once they have the scent. That is ridiculous.
いらっしゃいませ。ありがとうございました。
I wish you had.
Whoa.
What a waste.
All right, let's go. Let's start the finale.
Yagamishi. How are you feeling after last night? That shockwave from the blast took you down.
Oh yeah, that was something else, I gotta say.
I bet, tough guy. Kamurocho's finest detective never fails to impress.
Doc, you made it. We've been asking around if anyone's seen Kuwana.
You don't want to know how that went.
No leads, huh?
Pretty much. Doesn't help that Arcade's crawling all over the place right now. Soon as they spot Kuwana, they're gonna make their move.
Kuwana gave this to me yesterday.
Isn't that Toshiro Ehara? Kuwana-san called you out there just to give you this?
Yep. He told me to give it to Ehara.
What the? Oh man, it looks like it's cracked.
Can you take a look at it, Tsukumo? I get the feeling it's no ordinary pendant.
Certainly.
Not handing it over to Ehara till you know what the deal is?
He won't mind, will he? Besides, I damn near got blown up over that thing.
Speaking of, Yagamishi, what's the status of Ehara's sexual battery trial?
Saori-san's preparing for the appeal. Still no date, but the courts are working as fast as they can. If they accept the case and it goes to trial, they'll find out about Kuwana one way or another.
And that'd put Reiko Kusumoto in public security in the shithouse, right?
Right. If Kuwana and his murders come to light, anyone connected to Reiko Kusumoto could be suspected as an accomplice. And if that happens, she'd lose any control she had over the pension fund.
Interesting.
Everyone wants their own brand of justice to come out on top. But enough is enough. If we don't handle this, public security will take out Kuwana. And I can't let him die like that.
Then what's your next move?
Gonna head
Take
to
out Soma.
and back up Saori-san. Feels like we've come full circle.
I'd argue the opposite, Yagamishi. The circumstances surrounding the trial are completely different this time around. I can't help but consider how grand a task simply seeking the truth could be.
Seriously. But exposing the truth is the only way to save some and get justice for others. We can't just stay quiet and watch.
Sounds like you're seeing the light. Detective work's not so bad, is it?
Can you guys keep an eye out for Kuwana and Ijincho? I need to go over Ehara's case with Saori-san.
10-4. We'll amp up surveillance.
We're going too, Sukiura. Time to get shit done.
Right on.
Alright. Back to Kamurocho. Alright, let's do it.
Wow, looks like we've got a full house.
Shirosaki-sensei asked me to come by. She said they needed some business handled while you were out of town.
I find it hard to believe she'd put it that way.
Maybe not. Either way, I don't mind helping.
Yagami-san, you're just in time. I think we should conduct another interview with Ihara-san.
Okay, but what will we talk about?
If we want to claim
Higashi!
then we need to prove he's the one who murdered Mikoshiba at the same time. But since the murder footage isn't admissible in court, we need something more substantial.
Basically, we need new evidence.
So your plan is to meet...
I know it's a lot.
I'd like to come help, but...
Excuse me? If I have to be Hoshino-kun's lackey, I'm fucking out.
I'd prefer if you address me as Hoshino-sensei.
Mouth on this kid.
It seems to open up to you, Yagami. So
I prefer if you say Hoshino-sensei.
do you think we'll find out something new this time?
I'll see what I can get out of him. Having another chat with him couldn't hurt.
Sounds good. Oh, and look after Saori for me, would you?
Sure, but Mafuyu, should you even be here? Won't the prosecution think you're double-crossing them?
What do you mean? I am just here to get
The
dirt
girls are
on
fighting.
things. Expect Prosecutor Takano to hear all about it.
Guess we better watch ourselves.
I still have some preparations to make. Yagami-san, why don't you go kill some time? I'll call you as soon as I'm ready. It shouldn't take long.
Sure thing.
I'm going to try and get in touch with Ihara's wife. Even though they're separated. Oh, and Higashi-san.
Alright, I'm gonna take a quick break to go get water. I'll be right back. that was supposed to be the BRB screen. Same difference. Sorry. I hope that wasn't confusing. So, yeah.
Sorry for
Come.
Every time in this game they've been, oh, go kill some time. The go killing time thing ends literally immediately. I'm just like, why would they, why bother with it? It's pointless.
Isn't that just the worst? So the murder footage can't be used as evidence. I was hoping it'd be played in court for all to see.
Yeah, and if it was, it would prove your innocence and overturn your battery conviction, no problem. But the prosecution flat out refuses to accept you murdered Mikoshiba. There's no room for error. You could flat out confess and they would refuse to accept it.
Excellent. In the end, they'll lock me up for battery, and I'll get away with murder.
Yeah. We know all about what you and Kuwana planned. We just don't have the evidence to prove it.
My condolences.
Which reminds me, you said you'd confess to killing Mikoshiba after you got out of prison, right? Then, as icing on the cake, you'd admit the battery charge was false and humiliate the law for letting a murderer walk free.
Exactly. The public must know that the law can't be trusted. Personally, I hope the media hops all over it.
I bet you do. So when that time comes, you'll need some decisive evidence of the murder so your confession holds water. Maybe you've got something like that in your back pocket already? Because we'd sure look good if we had some new evidence to take into the appeal.
That's why you geniuses came all the way out here. I told you I wouldn't admit to the murder in court. I have no intention of just handing it over.
Handing it over? So you're saying there is still a piece of evidence we don't know about?
What is it, Arasan?
Even if there was, you'll never get your hands on it. Didn't mean to get your hopes up.
The murder weapon. Kanagawa PD said the weapon used to kill Mikoshiba still hadn't been found.
Yet it appears in the footage without a doubt as to what it is. A knife. If it wasn't found at the murder scene, it's highly likely the suspect or an accomplice took it with them.
Yep.
Any normal criminal would have just ditched it somewhere. You got revenge for your son, and you want to publicly humiliate the law for letting you pull it off.
Your point?
If you were cleared of the battery charges and confessed, you'd need something convincing. Busting out the weapon no one's found yet would do the trick. That one piece of evidence would...
Well, look at you go.
Well, right after killing Mikoshiba in Ijincho, you would have had to book it to Ikebukuro Station. You had accomplices with you.
And if that's the case, there would have been plenty of time to hide the weapon.
Yeah, so that's about as far as I've thought this out.
If that's it, then I'm done here.
Kuwana's vanished, Arasan. Public security found out about him.
Public security?
Kuwana wanted me to tell you he won't make it to the end of your revenge plan.
So, I'm the last man standing, am I? Well, he's already helped me plenty. I never expected to see him again anyway.
At this point, he won't be able to outrun them. If public security catches him, he'll get much worse than an unfair trial.
He'll just be murdered.
The least they do.
What do you mean? What's going on?
You remember last time? If you don't recall, I said you'd grab the tiger by the tail.
And your tiger is public security?
Right. And they're out there on the warpath. Everything has to be brought into the light. We need what you did to be exposed. Kuwana can't be saved in any other way.
need your help, Ahara-san.
Then you lose. I'll never admit to killing Hiro Mikoshiba in court. The system can die. It threw Toshiro away, and I won't lift a finger to save it. Koana-san knew how this could end. We have our convictions. When this started, we knew it could end up costing our lives.
You knew going in, huh? And that's all? Is that what you tell yourself so you can sleep at night?
God, I wish he wasn't so determined.
Maybe it is.
Yagami-san. Do you remember my original request to look into both Ihara incidents? I asked you to look into the train event, and then I asked you to look into Hiro Mikoshiba's murder. And now, I'm afraid I have to make one more request of you. Do you still carry your defense attorney's lapel pin? Ihara-san's trial. I'd like you to take the floor with me to defend him. It's going to be eventful. I think we should go as a team.
You sure about that? You know, my legal counsel isn't cheap.
I'll let Genda-sensei know about the invoice.
You got it. Count me in. You never know when something like this will happen. Check it out. I always have it on me.
I know that.
Huh? You do?
This is Ace Attorney now. Things are gonna get pretty intense from here on. I wonder what that means. It means that we're approaching the end. Bye, Kamurocho.
Hello?
Doc, where you
Just
at
got
right
back to Yokohama, actually.
You just noticed? Everyone over at the Leomong's place.
Oh, right. They mentioned they were going to Yokohama to see Ahara's wife or something.
Make your way over, will you?
Well, look at you taking charge.
Alright, let's go.
Everyone but the star of the show.
That is next level ass kissing, Hoshino-kun.
A good ass kisser is a good communicator.
Welcome back, Yagami-san.
Grab a seat, Doc. Nice.
The dialogue in this game.
Court again?
Just to give Sari-san some support.
Ah, I see. Does that mean I don't need to be present for Ahara-san's appeal?
Huh? How would I know? Isn't that more of a Sari-san question?
If Yagami's there, I don't see why you gotta be. You're on thin ice, Hoshino-kun. You still gonna have a job if you're redundant.
I have been plenty useful. At least a little.
Should a lawyer really have to say that? This guy is kind of a rookie, huh?
Haha, Tesso!
Man, the gangster just put the lawyer on notice.
Well, that's all I got. How about you guys? So where's Kuwana?
Yeah, about that. We must have asked everyone in Eugene show, but we got nothing.
RK's out there looking for him too.
On the flip side, that means they still haven't found him either.
Well, yes, although that's not much consolation.
You think Kuwana-san's still in one piece after the explosion?
Alive? Yes. Unharmed? I can't say. When I saw him, he was already making plans to disappear. But the real problem is what happens next. Now that he knows Reiko Kusamoto betrayed him, we don't know Kawana's next move.
I'd never let that slide if I were in his shoes. Maybe Kuwana's thinking the same thing, you know? He spent all that time underground brooding and shit. Maybe he's really gonna stick it to Reiko Kusamoto.
Yeah, I could definitely... Oshinoku, Higashi, you two met with Ahara's wife?
Yeah, but we didn't gain much from it.
Turns out Ahara and his old lady don't really keep in touch. After her son took his life 4 years back, she refused to keep living under the same roof. Only reason she hasn't divorced him is because it's too much of a pain to process.
She's been living in that same apartment even when Toshiro-kun was... She let us light some incense on his altar, but she was pretty vacant the whole time.
Did Ahara's battery charge come up?
She said she didn't care.
She didn't care her husband was out there groping women and killing bullies? Has she even seen Mikoshiba's murder footage?
According to her, no.
Really? That's hard to believe.
Well, there's no easy way to put it, but it felt like she'd given up on everything.
Made for a pretty depressing trip, I'll tell you that.
What's the word on RK coming?
Everywhere you look, they're strutting around like they own the place. And they know our faces, too. They stare us down, but never get too close. It's fucking annoying.
Plus, they're acting like they're here to stay. They've been harassing the joints we have ties with.
Harassing?
You know, shit like pretending to be normal customers, then dying dashing or complaining to mess with business. Then another guy'll come in and be like, need protection? And suddenly they're charging a fee.
That's some Yakuza shit.
Old shit, too. A Yakuza who pulls out today is out in one shot under the anti-gang laws.
And Soma? Is he still around town?
Nah, there's nothing on him. Even if he is, he probably went underground by now. And Soma isn't exactly a social butterfly like Akutsu. Finding him's gonna be a pain in the ass.
Especially if he has public security's help. Unless it's a life or death situation, I doubt he'll show his face.
I'll wrap it up.
Seems so. As for me, I think I'll head out and see what I can find out about Kuwana-san.
Same.
Tsukumo-san and Sugiura-san do some impressive work.
Yeah. You don't hold a candle to them, Hoshino-kun.
Black belt in karate, and you never even use it.
Well, I'm just more of a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. Anyway, I'm heading back to Kamurocho. Enjoy yourself, Higashi-san.
What about you, Todd?
No skin off my back, really.
So, what'll it be?
If I can really stay the night, I'll take him up on that.
Are you doing the court case first?
Kid, this Hesso asked me to fly the drone.
Serious?
Yep, back to the Yokohama 99 office. Let's go.
Hey,
Nah. I've still got some stuff.
I'm gonna drop a separate save just so I can do just so I can do shit.
Really? Good, because Tsukumo-kun said he had something he wanted. He's upstairs. Tsukumo-kun, Yagami-san's here.
Something up?
Yes, it's about the pendant Kawana-san gave you. Turns out, it was just a decoy after all.
Decoy?
For what was inside. This. The cracks in the pendant were hiding an SD card, and on it was some video data.
Video data? Of what exactly?
It's the footage of Ihara murdering Hiro Mikoshiba, just like we saw before. No additional scenes.
That doesn't make sense. Why would Kawana put his life on the line just to give me that? I mean, RK came after him and everything. And all for a video that's already all over the internet?
Yes, except the video on that card is the original. All the others were copies of this source. In layman's terms, this is the master tape. Or in film, it'd be the negative, with no additions or modifications of any kind.
What do you mean? And how do you know for sure?
So this SD card here is a special little thing. You can't usually buy it in stores. It's called a worm, or write once, read many. If you were to take a picture with a digital camera, the images saved on this SD card couldn't be edited or deleted. It's what forensics teams use when photographing crime scenes. Which means what we have here is unaltered footage of Mikoshiba's murder.
That means it would qualify as evidence in Ihara's appeal.
Yeah, I'd say you have room to negotiate with the prosecution and the judge, at the very least.
Hey.
Well, the video on here is the sole original. That's why he'd only leave it in the hands of someone he trusted.
Huh. Alright, we found our id.
Kawana
It's on a
asked me to
worm.
give this to Ihara.
Sure, but he had to know we'd turn it inside out first. Maybe it's Kawana-san. After all, with public security and seeing how he's on the run, he had to find a way to get that into Ihara-san's hands, which I think is why he left it all up to you, Yagamishi.
And it's settled. It's about time I expose everyone involved in Mikoshiba's murder. That's the first step to luring public security out in the open.
And I believe the SD...
So hey.
Hey,
Matsu?
I was talking to the MRC guys earlier.
Everything okay?
Well, Akane started hanging out with some shady guys. So I figured I should talk to Yagami-san about this.
Sounds like a tricky situation.
Akane's that girl you hung. So, wanna tell?
They're these thugs from Tokyo. RK, they're called. They've been flirting with her.
Okay.
They got her so comfortable she blurted out some stuff she probably shouldn't have. Stuff about you.
Well, but rolling with RK is bad news.
I knew it.
What's really going on?
They asked Akane which student you cared about the most.
What?
So she...
She did what?
Yeah. Even Akane knew she... Yagami-san, you've been mixed up with RK, right?
Can you try to get in touch with her?
Actually...
What about Akane?
Oh.
Hello?
Akane, where are you right now?
The last place Mikoshiba-sensei was.
Huh?
I'm with RK. We're at the building where Mikoshiba-sensei's body was found.
Why?
Matsun, are you with
It's Yagami. It's Koda.
She is. Yagami-san! It's me, Koda!
This Yagami? Come on over and we'll play.
Who is this?
Not important. Better hurry.
Hey! Stop it! No!
Don't! What the hell do you want?
Come down and find out. Oh, I'm
Do you guys even understand what you're doing right now?
Better hurry.
What's happening?
Matsu, you stay here.
I'll contact Kaito-san and Higashi-san for help. And I'll fly my drone out to the scene too.
Perfect. I'm counting on you.
Let's go, Yagami-san. Hurry up.
Alright. I guess the finale is finally... I guess the finale is starting for reals.
I thought I could keep up.
Make sure we're all stocked up while we're here. We might get like one more chance to stock up.
What's up?
Yagami-shi, this is Tsukoda-san and Akane-san.
Where's Kaito-san? Good.
I don't have time for you guys!
And stay down.
Cool. So now when I'm in sneak form and I get knocked down, I can switch to crane style immediately to get back up.
Hey, he's here. It's Yagami.
Talk. This where those RK guys are holed up? Is Soma with them?
Nobody's had eyes on him yet. Just a sec.
Isn't that rad? I dig it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I've confirmed the enemy position, Yagami-shi. They have our 2 young hostages surrounded, so a head-on assault would be too dangerous. Naturally, I've already come up with some countermeasures we can run. Would you care to hear my plan?
You always come through, man. Okay then. Walk us through it.
Wow. Look who decided to show up. Too scared to come with all your little bodyguard buddies?
Not like you.
Oh
got
please,
room
you have
to
like
talk.
20.
How many shitheads does it take to watch these girls?
I never thought it would end up like this. You believe me, don't you?
Yeah. But we'll have to save the lecture for after all this is over. You'll be free soon. That goes for you too, Koda-san.
You so sure about that?
You kidnapped them to get to me? Well, here I am, so let's go.
We did lure you here, so we can beat your sorry ass to death.
Okay then. So what was your plan? Throw all these guys at us as soon as we kick down the door?
We're smarter than that, you know.
Yeah. We knew you'd have some backup!
Here comes! Let's take out the trash! Yagami! Hands where I can see them! And same for you two!
Hey, calm down. I've got one more thing. I'm not a big fan of guns.
Huh?
Shit! Up there!
Yokohama 99! The wicked shall be smited and retribution shall be swift!
Tsukumo is my favorite nerd. He's great.
Come on. Did you really think one gun was enough to take out a crew like us? If you did, you were wrong.
You two sit tight a little longer. But just to warn you, I'm gonna go hard on these guys. You wanna see some asses kicked? Don't blink, okay?
Fucking Kaito!
Let's get going. I want him down before the smoke clears.
Yeah,
Come on!
Kaito's such a bull, I love him.
Let's go.
Step away from the window! Here we go! I shall assist you! We are ready to go! I shall assist you! I shall assist you!
Okay.
Here we go! Here we go!
Nice.
I shall assist you!
God damn it.
I shall assist you! We are ready to go! Here we go! We are ready to go!
Nice.
Thanks. You saved us.
Don't go pulling that shit again.
I'm so sorry.
No. I'm the one who got you into this. It's not your fault, it's RK's.
Besides, I'm not the one you should be
Coda, it's alright. Well...
Soma.
Oh, look at Soma.
Connie, get back!
Huh?
Here all by yourself? What are you trying to pull?
Oh, I'm just here to talk. To be honest, Kuwano's put us in kind of a tight spot.
How so?
Well, he's got Kawai's body, Reiko Kusamoto's victim, hidden in a freezer, of all places. Been on ice for what, 5 years? You know about this, Yagami?
Yeah.
Problem is, he's planning to reveal its location on the internet. If that happens, Kusamoto-san will be ruined. No doubt, her fingerprints and other traces are all over the damn corpse.
Yeah, but that's for the better.
Reiko Kusamoto is a capable woman who can swim with the tides. She's irreplaceable. It would be unfortunate to lose her over some lowlife she had to put down. She's on our side now, and she's accepted it.
So it's your duty to protect people like that?
I protect order, not people. Consider me a necessary evil.
Necessary evil?
That's right. If I hadn't gone undercover, the Tojo clan's ex-Yakuza would be spread all over by now. If that happened, that's why I created the arcade net. Much safer and... But in the shadow of order, there's always a pair of dirty hands.
Right. Kuwana said something like that too.
But if there's one difference between the two of us, it's that I find my work enjoyable. It gives me purpose. When I dirty my hands, it's in the service of order. It goes back to a necessary evil to maintain peace in this country. In my eyes, peace does require violence. It only works when killers are below the surface, keeping it afloat.
Yeah, this literally doesn't make any sense.
Is that the peace you want?
You could have just let the Kawai. You could have just let the Tojo clan guys scatter.
She almost connected the Mikoshiba case to Kuwana. She was getting very close to it. She may even have figured out Reiko Kusamoto was involved. The fewer people who know a secret, the better kept the secret stays. I don't remember even hesitating on that call. And I think that means... Well, you guys won't like hearing this, but it was justified.
You asshole!
Whoa, whoa. Don't fly off the handle now. I haven't finished what I had to say.
What the fuck?
Did I mention how much of a pain in the ass Kuwana made this? He negotiated for your lives, using Kawai's body as leverage over us.
What?
So relax, would you? I don't plan on killing you here.
Then why even show your sorry face?
The trial for Ehara-san is coming up, right? You know, the groping thing. I've come here with a request that I hope you'll consider.
This from you?
Reiko Kusamoto's name is not to come up during the Ehara trial. That shouldn't be so hard, right? Shirosaki-sensei would have to agree to this too.
And if we were to refuse?
Nothing. It's Kusamoto-san's request. She's asking nice.
What?
A mother doesn't want her child branded a murderer's son. Could you give her that much?
But he literally is a
And
murderer's
that's all.
son.
I'm sure we'll talk soon.
You think so, huh? Why put off what we can settle now? Soma! Akane!
Akane-chan! Why am I...
It's a
paint gun. You okay?
That son of a...
Well, hell.
Oh.
That's gotta hurt. But a bruise sure beats the alternative, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I'd say he got us good with that one.
Jesus Christ! I thought he was gonna kill a teenager.
If Soma hadn't been packing a paint gun, that would have been really bad. You two are more important than him. I should have prioritized protecting you.
Yagami-san.
You've been brave.
He's a monster, but he's not a monster. I mean, he is a monster.
One step at a time, Kaito-san. We can't tackle it all at once. First thing, Ihara's groping appeal needs to become a murder trial that outs Kawana and his students. That way, if public security is our real enemy here, we'll have the prosecution and the courts on our side. That'll be on me. I'll reveal a truth no one can deny.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much your specialty. Send that asshole to jail for good.
You've got this, Yagami-san.
Whoa, this is crazy. Why is he so hot? Am I right?
Just a minute ago, she got shot. And now look at her.
Teenagers.
God, he's like, oh my god, Sugiura is hot. Oh my god, so hot! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point 1.
Hello? Oversleep? I would never...
Okay.
Held on violation of Shinjuku Station's anti-nuisance ordinance, the defendant of this appeal is active duty officer Akihiro Ihara. He was previously convicted and sentenced to 6 months. However, the defense wholly rejects the sexual battery charge and asserts his innocence.
The prosecution points to 2 pieces of evidence to prove the defendant guilty. One is the security camera footage from Ikebukuro to Shinjuku Station. The other is fiber traces from the victim's undergarments on the defendant's hand. The defense maintains this was not sufficient evidence to issue a guilty verdict. We have prepared counter-arguments to each piece of the prosecution's evidence.
How does the prosecution respond?
We maintain the original sentence was perfectly adequate. That is all.
Then first, let's examine the security footage from Ikebukuro and Shinjuku Station submitted at the first trial. This is footage of Ikebukuro Station on October 7th at 7:43 a.m. The individual wearing sunglasses and a mask is believed to be the defendant. This person remains in the area for over an hour, watching as countless trains make their stops. At 9:06 a.m., he locates the victim of this case. Then he boards the train and pursues her. This footage of the station platform is from when the suspect and victim board the train car.
We already saw this during the first...
Of course not. The victim claimed the defendant moved in a suspicious manner once the train left Ikebukuro Station, ultimately placing his hand under her skirt. After they arrived at Shinjuku Station 6 minutes later, the victim gathered her courage and grabbed his hand. However, there's a possibility the offender seen here is not the defendant himself, but a different person. The goal was to disguise this event as an alibi for the murder which occurred in Yokohama that same morning. In other words, this instance of sexual battery was a conspiratorial fabrication. The original verdict was issued without taking this.
This is merely speculation. The defense has no proof to support these claims.
Precisely the issue.
Yes. There is indeed no definitive proof that confirms the existence of a stand-in. However, the notion itself cannot be disproved, even with all of the prosecution's evidence.
Would you care to elaborate?
The assailant fled the train and was caught shortly after on the Shinjuku Station platform. Many nearby passengers filmed the scene, which then circulated throughout. The impact may have been greater, since there's no mistake that the man apprehended at the platform was the defendant. Upon arrival, station police arrested him and immediately performed a trace element inspection. With that said, there's a very real possibility the offender who ran off the train was an entirely different person. We have the evidence to prove that. If you'll kindly look at this.
What is this?
That's correct, Your Honor. First, the victim and the offender ran onto the platform as soon as the train doors opened. The train car they boarded is here on this map. We've marked the offender's route with an arrow. The lighter areas on the overhead view are within the security camera's lineup. More people pass through Shinjuku than anywhere on Earth in a single day. However, this arrow with the dotted line reveals the existence of a small blind spot. That's where the defendant and stand-in...
I see.
Yes. As such, I'd like to question the defendant. Defendant, when you were issued the verdict in your first trial, you said the following to the judge. In a warehouse, about that wasn't enough, despite the fact the police... How did you manage to pull off such a feat?
It came to me in a dream.
Mikoshiba-san was your son Toshiro-kun's classmate, was he not?
That's right.
Toshiro Ihara was found dead in his apartment 4 years ago. Afterward, the defendant...
Yes?
Ihara-san.
There were rumors, my son. Unfortunately...
And these rumors?
They were.
Of the bullies mentioned, Mikoshiba-san's name was among them. Were you aware of them?
I was.
Would you say you harbored murderous intent against Mikoshiba-san?
Objection. The defense's question is irrelevant. Also, the Kanagawa police are the courtroom is no place for baseless speculation.
How does the defense respond?
The timing of the battery incident makes this case an alibi for Mikoshiba-san's murder. We believe there's a very relevant connection.
Very well. The prosecution's objection is overruled.
Please keep it brief.
Just as soon as the defendant answers the question.
Of course I...
In other words, Your Honor, on the day Toshiro-kun's bully, Mikoshiba-san, was killed, the defendant set out to synchronize the murder with sexual battery. It became his alibi for the murder, and the prosecution and the court all but approved it. A 6-month sentence for sexual battery and getting away with murder. That's all the motivation the defendant needed to fabricate this elaborate scheme. His stand-in groped his accomplice, and then they swapped places before getting caught. It's all entirely possible.
Then the defense should present...
Wrong. That's not how this works, is it? The prosecution bears the burden of proof in criminal cases. If we go through all the evidence, then it's on the prosecution to refute that.
Fine. The defense's argument about the security camera's blind spot is flimsy at best. While the defendant was running, his female victim was chasing after him. Surely the victim would have... Yet the victim...
The victim, Yui Mamiya?
Objection!
We have good reason to doubt the victim's credibility. She was all part of his plan. In fact, that's all but sure.
A 50-something man separated from his wife was driven by loneliness to harassment.
The way you phrase that. Is the prosecution admitting the defense's claims aren't wholly impossible?
Beg pardon?
That would imply the guilty verdict from the first trial was issued without 100% certainty.
Now you're just nitpicking.
Defense, if you claim to doubt the victim, then what is your reasoning?
Yes, we do. In actuality, she wasn't the only conspirator who helped stage the groping. The bystander who captured the defendant, the witness who recorded the incident on his smartphone. Both men, in conjunction with the victim, were classmates from the same high school. Which means, strange as it sounds, that these seemingly unrelated individuals were in fact all acquaintances.
Yep.
It's clear that this was a carefully organized and planned event.
Our investigation discovered they all graduated from Kurokawa Academy in Tokyo 13 years ago. Additionally, Yoko Sawa, the teacher who was killed in Ijincho, graduated from the same class. 4 years ago, she was the teacher of the defendant's son, Toshiro-kun. We believe this indicates a connection between the Kurokawa Academy graduates and this case.
Of course, that's as deep as we need to go on that. We've simply presented the possibility that multiple conspirators were present when the defendant was apprehended. And as long as such a possibility exists, the defense asserts the defendant cannot be found guilty.
Your Honor, I haven't committed murder. Everything else is an...
Defendant,
Why did you agree to this appeal then?
You can ask my lawyers.
How does the defense respond?
It's just as the defendant says. To refresh his memory, I'd like him to take a
Now
look.
what?
But please, don't display this on the large monitor.
Excuse me.
As I said, this is solely to refresh your memory.
Please proceed.
That's just internet foot.
No. This footage is from the SD card in the camera used to record it. This is a write once, read many card, also known as a worm. The police use it to photograph evidence. Anything recorded on it is highly reliable data. After serving your time, you intended to release this to the public, but Kuwana can't wait for that to happen. And that's why he left it in my care.
Don't kill me. I swear I'll try to make it up to him somehow. Stop it.
It's really clutch he didn't tell him about the
that
worm.
Footage, is the person in the white raincoat you?
You could say it looks like me.
The person you killed is Hiro Mikoshiba, according to the autopsy report. Therefore, it can only be that the person who passed through the ticket gate shortly after at 7:43 a.m. was not you, but your stand-in. As the defense, we cannot allow our client's conviction of sexual battery to stand in light of this footage. May we continue questioning the defendant?
How does the prosecution respond?
Even if the footage has an irrefutable source, that alone does not prove guilt of murder. I'd just like to state that in advance.
So the prosecution is denying the murder?
Good question.
The defense repeatedly mentions a stand-in. Who even are they? The person on the station security footage was wearing sunglasses.
We believe he used a mask made from a 3D printer. If you look closely, the alleged defendant at Ikebukuro Station and on the train does not move his mouth at all. We learned this from sources who may have been the stand-in and the collaborators.
Then we should call them to the stand to testify.
No need. The defendant should know all of this already.
I don't know anything about it.
He said he doesn't know. So what now? The defendant admitted to sexual battery, not murder. The murder footage has excellent production value, but nothing else corroborates the defense's claims.
Your Honor, I would like to request further—
Denied. Both the defendant and the victim certified the validity of the battery. It would be unprecedented for a victim to
By that logic, there's no precedent for using battery as an alibi for murder either.
I will admit there is a possibility, but not enough to justify subjecting the victim to further distress in court. I must once again deny the request.
But—
Defense?
Your Honor, following the defendant's last statement, we have a few more questions.
Understood.
What's next?
Ihara-san, you're familiar with Jin Kuwana, aren't you?
Nope. Never heard of him.
On October 7th, Kuwana disguised himself as you and boarded a train in Ikebukuro bound for Shinjuku Station. He was the stand-in for the sexual battery mentioned earlier.
Your Honor, no evidence. The name Kuwana was not present on any documentation.
Kuwana is the very person who encouraged the defendant to murder Mikoshiba-san.
Defense. As the prosecution has stated, we've not even confirmed if he exists.
But, Your Honor, Kuwana is— without him, Ihara-san never would have killed me. Am I getting through to you? No, you definitely do. Kawana's the one who fanned the flames of vengeance. Take a listen to this.
What is it?
It wasn't just some random internet post that made you decide to kill Mikoshiba-san, was it? Even while battling the school in court, you still didn't know for sure who pushed Toshiro-kun to his death. That's when Kuwana came to you with this recording, right?
Toshiro-kun came running to the roof, and a few minutes later, I'll never forget the fear I saw in Toshiro-kun's face.
That's the voice of Yoko Sawa, the teacher Toshiro-kun confided in about being bullied 4 years ago. It was recorded in secret and played for the defendant by Kuwana.
He told me about effort how nobody was, and yet, believe me, they said there was no hope.
After hearing this, the defendant came to believe Mikoshiba-san's unchecked aggression toward Toshiro was the driving force behind his son's tragic suicide. And ultimately, this
Sorry,
became
Figley,
his
if I gotta
motivation
go
to
to
murder
bed. Good luck.
Mikoshiba-san, staging his elaborate
You might be
Isn't
right.
that
I might
right,
not be
Ihara-san?
finishing.
I see.
Then, is that all?
This recording only came into my hands by means except, thinking about it now, much like the murder footage.
What?
We live in an age where audio and video footage can be fabricated and easily reproduced.
What are you getting at?
Sawa-sensei, the one speaking in the recording, was murdered only days ago, and the one who recorded it, Kuwana, disappeared without a trace. Meaning that as far as this recording is concerned, no one is left who can prove that it's authentic to the core. Or is my understanding incorrect? You would say you're completely unaware of the details about your son in this recording. Kuwana had it. Didn't he play it for you?
I never heard it. Regardless of the content, it has nothing to do with me.
So you say. In that case, let's just assume then that Kuwana and I are the only ones in possession of this audio recording. And considering that Kuwana has all but vanished without a trace, that would actually make this the only copy, and me the sole owner. No backup exists.
What are you getting at?
This has no value in this courtroom, then I'm afraid it's never gonna have a value beyond today. And being that you claim it's unrelated to you or this case, then it wouldn't bother you if I were to delete it from my phone right here and now.
Why would... That's crazy. I wouldn't!
Okay. Then tell me why I shouldn't do it.
Because Mikoshiba was a man who should never have escaped being judged. That's the proof of my son's pain. The proof that everyone ignored. That recording is all I have left of him! I took the school to court because Toshiro deserved justice. But all they could say is that the cause of his suicide couldn't be determined. In the end, not a single person was held responsible. No proof, no justice. My son was hung out to dry.
Yes. That's all true.
All of you. You're all so incompetent. You see yourselves as these paragons of law and justice, yet the truth slips right through your fingers. And then, my alibi made you a mockery. I made it so real. You passed me off as just another pervert. You were gullible. Every single one of you. Toshiro threw his life away and justice was blind to his pain. Mikoshiba walked free because of you. You condone murder and call yourselves the law. That's why. That's why I did it. I took Mikoshiba's life with my own hands.
This is coming in hot. Remember that pervert cop? Turns out he's actually a murderer.
To recap, you killed Hiro Mikoshiba in Ijincho, then headed to Shinjuku Station where you and Kuwana pulled off a switch, and there you were ultimately arrested as a groper.
Yeah. That's right.
We got to admit it! Yeah!
Defendant, you bear animosity for the whole system. We can't just take your words at face value. If you're responsible for Mikoshiba-san's murder, can you bring forward any evidence? Or just the murder footage?
To tell you the truth, I have something that I was holding on to for the impact that it would have. It's very real evidence that the law has failed us.
What have you been hiding then? Will it prove you killed Mikoshiba?
Yes.
Then what is it?
If you go to my wife's apartment, you'll find my son's altar there. In it, you'll find the weapon I used for the crime, the knife I murdered him with. It still has Mikoshiba's blood on it.
Wait a minute, Genda-sensei. I prayed at that altar.
Well, I guess you can lead a horse to water.
Very well then. We'll open an investigation.
Defense. Will there be anything further?
No matter how justified, vengeance is not something we can ever take into our own hands.
That said, in the case of Ahara-san, our system failed him. We know the law strives to be just, but it failed to prove Toshiro-kun was bullied. That's not justice. Not when no one is held responsible. The law, as well as those who enforce it, are far from perfect. So to the court, I say let this case be a lesson. The law is failing to save people who need saving.
It's clear proceedings should be adjourned. At a later time when Mikoshiba-san's murder weapon is recovered, we can resume the trial. I'm willing to do that via a special exception. Defense, prosecution, is that clear?
No objections.
The defense rests, Your Honor.
Yagami's so good.
Well, Kanagawa PD called from the Ehara residence. They've recovered the knife. I'm ashamed to admit that I was so blind to his scheme.
Well then, that makes two of us.
Seems I underestimated you. And the worst part of all, I was arrogant. Legal authority and organizational connections should never be held above the pursuit of truth. I'm glad you were able to make me see that again. Thank you.
Nah.
You've come a long way.
Genda-sensei.
Prosecutor Takano's been stubborn as hell from the day he passed the bar. Once he's made up his mind, nothing can stand in his way, not even his own boss. And he only bows once in a blue moon, so I hope you remember this.
Typical law. I'm never going to like you.
You don't have to.
You two really pulled it off. Great job.
Yagami-san.
It's Kusumoto, the Vice Minister.
Bondo.
He's from public security?
Right.
You handled that with such grace, Yagami-sensei. It's no wonder Kuwana holds you in such high regard.
What brings you
Fuck
here?
off.
Yagami-sensei, would you mind if we talked alone?
Why, though? Something we can't hear?
The more you know, the more you risk. You'd be endangering your own lives. If you're willing to accept that, feel free to stay.
We'll clear the room. At this point, we'd just be getting in Yagami-san's way.
It was nearly a month ago that Kusumoto-san received a letter from Kuwana, though we were unable to use it to trace him.
What did it say?
Soma told you, didn't he? Kuwana hid Shinya Kawai's body, seeing as Kusumoto-san's fingerprint. If that surfaces, the minister... As such, we'd like to recover and dispose of the body as quickly as possible.
The body was originally preserved to maintain control over Mitsuru's bullies. I never imagined it would be used against me someday.
Fine, but...
Because of the letter he sent, he wanted to talk to you.
Huh? Is that Kuwana?
Kusumoto-san, is Yagami there?
Go ahead.
So, it seems Ehara-san's trial was a big success. He took our failing legal system and turned it on its head.
I don't know what you're thinking, but public security has to be tracing this call. You have a plan?
Nope, not this time. That's why I'm using my own phone, and that's just the way I want it.
What the hell are you saying?
That's exactly why I'm negotiating to prevent that. Kusumoto-san.
Yes.
I'll be upfront with you. I never imagined the day would come that you would be the one to betray me. But if I had to guess, Mitsuru-kun must have woke up. If that's the case, then Kawai's murder, your whole past, you're not the only one it stands to ruin. If all that comes into the light, Mitsuru-kun will be labeled the son of a murderer.
Exactly. I can't let that... That's the one thing I need to prevent.
I know. That's good. That's exactly what you should be doing. So please, don't stop now on my behalf. Enough is enough. You and your son have been through enough hell. I want to protect Mitsuru-kun too. Almost as much as his mother.
Where is Kawai's body? Tell me.
I can only assume this call is being traced, so even as we speak, I'm standing somewhere very close to it.
You gave us the location. I'm going to dispatch Soma.
Kawana! Where are you?
I'm in Injincho. If I take even one step out of this city, I'd be powerless. I've got nowhere else left to go.
Kawana!
After they find Kawai's body and Kawana is taken care of, I'm next on the list. Bando can act at his own discretion. If he wants me gone, he'll be able to silence anyone who could know too much. Sawa-sensei was just the first victim. You yourself have sealed this fate, you know. Will you tell him? Will you tell Mitsuru-kun about Sawa-sensei?
Surely you know it wasn't my fault. Sawa-san's death was a tragedy. I never imagined that would happen.
What about Kawana? Can you imagine how his death is gonna play out in a few hours? I can, but I'm not gonna let him go down without a fight. Which means, I'm going to Ijincho.
I can talk some sense into Bando. I won't allow him to kill indiscriminately. So please, don't go out there to risk your life.
He has to.
That's how it works. No promises. Tsukumo, Kawana's still out in Ijincho. Soma and RK are heading there too. We need to get to him fast.
Wait, are you sure about that?
You should be able to pick up some chatter. Pinpoint the location. I'm on my way. I'll talk to you soon.
いらっしゃいませ。ありがとうございました。
All right, we finish tomorrow. All right, see you guys tomorrow night. We'll finish tomorrow night. Bye.